Here is how you're going to effectively negotiate your salary, and this could be a new job or you're trying to negotiate a salary for your current position. So if you're going through a recruitment agency and you're applying for a new position, I would really recommend that you time this conversation appropriately. More time, the recruiter will probably ask you first, and if they do end up asking you what your salary expectations are, here's what I would do. So first, you can thank the recruiter for bringing up the question, and then you can actually go ahead and ask them these sort of things. First, you can ask them to provide an insight for the salary of this specific role. Or you can say things such as, if they could share the salary range, it would help you determine your expectations. You want to be in line, and it would be really helpful if they could send a range over. It's really important that you are prepped for this question. It can be a make or break. Always aim for the higher chunk, and a lot of people feel like they don't deserve it, but if you don't ask, you will not get. There's more success in actually asking. The recruiter's not going to say, oh, you're no longer eligible for this role. Trust me, it's not going to happen. Before we even have this conversation, you want to be aware by doing some research about what's the average salary for this role and for this many years of experience that you have, that people are getting currently in the market. And this is one of the things that you can actually use when you're trying to negotiate a salary. So for example, you're trying to apply for a software developer role and you've had 5 years of experience and you're asking for around £80,000. You can say, in the market currently, people that are doing this role with this amount of experience are currently getting this much. What is the salary range that this company is willing to offer? Often recruiters actually do also ask you what your current salary is. Now, I was, for example, on £60,000. I would always say I'm on at least £65,000 to £70,000, because from there they're trying to get a feel of what you're currently on and what your expectations would be like, and then they would give you an expectation of what the salary range this company is willing to offer. But make sure that when you tell them your current salary, it's kind of above what you're getting. Throughout this conversation, you're essentially just selling yourself. You're telling them you can do this, you can do that. And also, the biggest thing that you have in your back pocket would be you've got offers from other companies, especially for recruiters. If you do tell them that you do have interviews going on with other companies, they would also ask you what stage you are at these interviews. Now, it's very, very important to be transparent. Don't feel like you can't be honest. Be as honest as you can. This could be you saying, I'm at my last stage with BNP, or, I just need my final interview with this wealth management company or this investment bank. I would really sell it that there are people out there that are willing to hire you. Another thing that I would suggest is you looking at your bonus, because oftenly company A might pay you, let's say £60,000, but you might only be eligible for a 10% bonus, whereas company B might be paying you 55, but you're eligible for a 50% bonus. So if you work it out throughout the year, then you're probably better off going for company B, even though they're offering you less. If you are trying to make a internal move, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't get the same amount if you was to apply for a company outside. However, if